All right, and we're back doing 11 and 12. Here we go. All right. Here comes the pain. I hope. Oh boy. You guys think it's a joke, don't you? Hi, friend.
Not enough mana.
Okay, this is the scariest part of the game. I'm not kidding. Oh boy, look, it's Doom Hellfire textures. 99% certain that is immune to fire, by the way. I wasn't kidding, they look like Doom fucking fire texture. It's amazing. Alright. I'm getting nervous, because this is where the game starts to get really hard. Alright. So we got those two. What else do we have? No? That ain't it either. And they hit fire. Surprise, surprise. Alright, there's the stairs down. Like I said, small dungeons, but very fucking dangerous. Oh my god. Yeah, if I didn't have fire res, that would have just taken off like fucking 90% of my health, by the way. That's never a joke when I'm like, oh yeah, resistances in Diablo are a huge deal. They totally are. Never underestimate me saying that. Come on. Fine, you'll make me go over there. Don't make me come over there. Uh-huh. Pardon if I sound a bit nervous too, it's because I have to do a work event at like 2, so... It's not the kind of fun, you know? It's the kind where you're like, hey, corporate, now that we get to have a little bit of a face-to-face with everybody, I'm gonna point out some real serious issues. And, hopefully not get fired in the process. That's the plan, right? Scary. Don't get stuck like that, Seth. Yeah, I'm a little nervous about it. Not that I do anything wrong, it's just I really am skeptical of people like that. I never feel like it's a good idea. Well, it's a good idea to have your employees share their opinions in a large constructed environment. But you know, the problem with AMAs in those settings is people are either too nervous to ask anything, or they just ask dumb shit questions like, what's your favorite Disney movie? And I'm just sitting here like, so I'm an adult and I have actual questions. Because they rely on the fact that you don't ask real hard questions. But Seth's a writer type, so he actually knows how to perform admirably. And make his questions actually quite coherent. And not just, what's your favorite Disney character? What's your favorite boba tea? You know, stuff like that just doesn't mean anything and is a total non-question. I don't know. That's been my experience every single time. I'm not even hyperbolic right now. It's real. I'm like, every time something like that happens, everyone just doesn't know what to do. And they just sort of seize up and go, Disney. I like MCU. It's like, cool, that's a no one gives a fuck. Like... I'm sorry if that bothers people. I understand that everybody doing everything is always their own person, doing their own little struggles in life and have their own interests. That's fair. But when you're given a free reign forum to ask legit questions that impact your company, when someone does dumb shit and it wastes everyone's time because you're only there for an hour, it's really fucking annoying. I'm sorry. That shit really makes me annoyed. I don't know, that's just a me thing. Maybe some people are like, I like the fact that the people that are supplying my paycheck are robot drones. Maybe you like that. I kind of prefer it that way, but when you realize and recognize issues and you're afraid to point them out, that's where it becomes a bit different. That's what I'm nervous about. That's all I'm going to talk about this. This is something I don't want to really think about. Plus, after I finish this video, I'm going to be doing a few things anyways. I have to go get, like, go to the store, I gotta go pick up my medication, then I gotta go... Fuck off, Stone Man. I gotta pay attention, this is dangerous. But yeah, I have like a few things I also have to do errand-wise, but not a big deal. I'm not one of those people that gets mad by that. I actually enjoy it. Like I was saying earlier, I don't like just playing video games and going brain dead. It feels really awkward. See, I wholeheartedly admit, you guys are probably like, you ready for this? I'm a very lazy person. You ever notice how my thumbnails don't come up until usually a day or two after the video's already up? Why do you think that is? Seth's really fucking lazy and forgets it. Well, actually, the real reason is because whenever I upload a video and I try to like put the thumbnail in before the video goes up, like in the rendering or the upload phase, it's just like, sure, and then it just sometimes doesn't do it, and it just pisses me off because I'm like, oh wow, that's pointless. So I just do it after it because I'm like, it's not worth trying to do it like that. It's pointless. God. Can you tell I'm nervous right now? I don't know if you guys have picked up on this, but I'm feeling kind of nervous right now. I'm glad I'm playing Diablo. Very stressful game on the PC. Ask the AMA. Do you guys like Diablo 1 and then waste my 2 legitimate questions?
Not enough mana.
Oh, that's bullshit. That's mana steal. Alright, so we're going to have to use pretty much just bow from now on because I don't have any mana. I don't want to waste that if there's an emergency situation. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm like, I really don't like how corporate culture is as a whole.
Now where would I put this?
I'm talking like in America. I'm sure it's worse in other countries, but like in America at least, corporate culture is the most cringe-inducing shit ever. They'll be like, we're so happy, we're so cool. And then like 5 minutes after that they leave and they're just sitting there going, that person is probably going to overthrow one of us. We need to get rid of them. That's how I view it, because I actually point out like, no. I guess the better way to put it is I don't like businesses that run shit like it's the 90s and it's 2025. It's fucking dumb. That shit needs to change. Like, call me crazy, but I just don't like... I don't like feeling like micromanaging. Micromanaging doesn't work. This is also something... I can use my experience as a manager in this. Oops. Oh, now you stand still. He's like, oh, you fucking missed, dickhead. And then he just stopped. That was great. Anyways, in my experience as a manager, I really hated how it was. When people jokingly say you had to be a sociopath to be a manager, it's kind of true. I had way too much empathy for my staff, and I couldn't stand to watch them go through shit. And I never did anything that they wouldn't do themselves. So, that's... big difference, right? Like, I'm a very feet on the ground kind of person in general in most things in life. I don't really like to... I also don't like when people say, oh, in 1972 when I did it. Well, it's 2025. Fucking stop saying that. It's pointless. That's just a useless sentence at that point. You can't say that, of course, but, that's my opinion. I genuinely think that the idea of my employees are more important than numbers every time. That was always my biggest philosophy. Because it's true. If you have people that are stressed out and they're fucking miserable, like I am right now, like, there's a reason they're upset and you need to hear it in a constructive environment. Not just saying, fuck you! Because you know what? Ultimately, that doesn't do anything. When people, when they do that sort of shit, it ruins it for everybody. But I also agree that it's a pretty common thing, but like there's always the person who is 100% correct but too afraid to say it, and the fact that no one says it will absolutely make it so they don't say it until someone does. Because that's just human nature, right? We're instinctual like herd mentality. Everyone goes, oh, fucking sheep. It's like, yeah, that's how cultures work. Even people like me are considered weirdos because they're outsiders. Socially, I should say. Not just, oh, you like the gothic subculture. No, I mean, like, I have a very weird way of looking at things that still ultimately lies in reality. Like I said, I don't think that numbers matter. I think as long as your business hasn't done a daisy chain of fuck-ups and you get fired, or your business loses its license, you're probably doing something fine. I hate to say anything like that with, like, 100% authority,
Not
but...
enough mana.
God damn it! Oh, thank God. Okay. But that's my point, you know, I just don't... I don't like when people treat employees like they're just disposable. They are. That's the worst truth, is you are 100% a disposable person. But I don't like the idea of people being stuck in that mentality.
Oh, what can I do for you?
Your input matters a hell of a lot more. Like, in my opinion. Hi, Zesty. We'll just repair this with this and sharpen it up. That might be worth something. Hi, Zesty. Can you not? Yeah, are you canceling sound again? Okay, you can sit on my lap or the floor. Not... Ow. Ow. He's pulling my headphones. See, I'm not one of those beta males that use, you know, whatever they're called, the muffs. I'm a respectable person. I use earbuds. I always prefer them over muffs anyways.
I sense a soul in search of
Alright,
answers.
Staff of Flame Wave. Cool. Hi, Zesty. I know you're there. Why don't you go play with Framped? He loves you. He loves when you do stupid shit. Matter of fact, I'd say he lives for it. Probably. But I really just do not appreciate, like, when... That's the other... This is the ultimate, like, one the dumb shit corporate people will do, in my experience. When someone gives them a legitimately tough question, they go, that's very interesting. I'll have to look into that. That means that scared the shit out of me, and I'm actually panicking because I don't know how to respond to it. Because they're not lying and they're truthful. You see this a lot in politics, too. And before someone goes, oh, it's just Seth's a liberal. I'm not liberal. I'm a fucking libertarian. Yeah, Zesty, you tell him. You tell him the difference. I don't know. I don't even like politics at all, but I don't like watching people squirm unless they absolutely deserve it. You know what I mean? There's no point in asking someone a difficult question if you're being a sadist. That's very different, obviously, but when you're asking someone a legitimately difficult question and they can't answer you because they're actually like, oh fuck. I love that because it means that the person asking the question isn't brain dead. And that's kind of what you want. But unfortunately, to most corporate cultures, I used a Diablo 2 thing, oops. Unfortunately, to most corporate culture, that equates to this employee is dangerous because they can potentially see through the shit. And that is the worst part, because... Okay, these guys are immune to fire. Alright.
Not enough mana.
Remember how I said it's important to get resistances in Diablo? In all of them? Those guys would have fucking nuked me. Okay, they would have nuclear dookied me. So, having the ability to do that...
Not enough
Okay,
mana.
I couldn't tell if they were resistant. Oh, these guys I know for a fact are fire immune. Yeah, there we go.
Not enough
Kicking
mana.
ass on the wild side. Wild side. Wild side. Talking shit on the wild side. That's not how it goes, Seth. I know. Let's put more bass. I need more strength over time anyways. Zesty, can you... Okay. You can go down. Go play with something. He's getting on my nerves. He's getting in that... Okay, are you gonna lay on the table? Are you gonna try and... Stop! Damn it! Alright, whatever. You don't need to be on the table. You're laying right across the mouse. I can't even use it properly because your fucking fat head's in the way. Not really, he should be fine. He says nervously. But, no, that's... I feel like that's a reasonable thing to be afraid of, right? You're like, I have a legitimate question, and actually I have two. One of them I omitted because I'm like, fuck it, they'll just get like mad at me for saying it. So I was like, okay then.
Not enough mana.
Oh, that's a boss. I gotta get away from that.
Not enough mana.
Ooh, this is where it gets nerve-wracking. Remember how I said all it takes is one mistake?
Not enough mana.
Oh, he has some immunities. Great. Zesty, no! You're getting off the table. Can you not do that? He reeled his head back when I did that. Okay, this is bad. Let's be smart. Let's be smart. Zesty, no. Stop that. He's trying to pull the spear on my Amazon, because he does that when he gets bored. You're not helping. Okay? Alright. This is a really bad start to a floor. Plate mail that I can't use because it's got too much damn strength on it. Fuck. That was probably the most difficult enemy on the floor. Let's hope. But for my opinion, though, I think it's aggravating to me that we have this fear idea of corporate. I think that's the worst part. You don't want to be friends with the people that are... Okay, you can go on the floor. You're being squirrely and weird. No. You don't want to be friends with them, but you also don't want to mistrust them. But you also need to trust them enough. Oh, I don't want to get hit as soon as I start reading that. They can open doors, I'm pretty sure, right? I heard them open it. I don't like this. Alright, this is bad. Oh, shit. So, anyways, as I was saying, I don't think I need to go back to town. Not yet. Probably, but not yet. That was all it took. This bad positioning and going into an area that had a shitload of dudes in it. Never a joke. Anyways. I don't think they should be your friend. I think that's always a bad idea. They shouldn't be your friend, and you're there to, like, manage employees, not tell them, hey, how's it going? Because when they do something dumb and then something weird happens, then they get mad at you for it. You should always be neutral, if not positive. And that's the best way to approach management, in my opinion. Like, as a concept. Like, but in terms of, like, you shouldn't be fucking afraid of the people above you. When you're like, oh, we can't do this. It's like, are you doing something wrong? Why are you afraid? But I also don't believe in being afraid of people as a concept, because it's like, why would I be afraid of them? They don't know me, and I don't know them, so why should I be afraid of them? You should not be afraid of any human being on the planet. I'm sorry. Call me an ex-occultist / satanistic nihilistic person, but you should never let a fucking person scare you. Fucking why would they scare you? What are you afraid of? They shouldn't do anything to scare you. If they do scare you, they're using fear tactics and they're a coward. That's just my opinion, though. I don't think that, like... It's called respect. Respect and fear are two different things. You should respect the people above you just as much as they should respect you. But if they don't respect you, you should still have the ability to have pushback that's not confrontational. You shouldn't be ultimately confrontational with people, in my opinion, because being confrontational is a terrible idea 99% of the time. All it leads to is problems. But you shouldn't be like a pushover either. It's called a nice balance, you know. It's like a big bowl of, you know, Rice Krispies. It's part of a balanced breakfast. You don't just get fucking rice, right? Is that how it works? I need to get more supplies. This is way too dangerous. I also burned through a lot of my supplies in the process, so yeah. But, like, your employees shouldn't be afraid of you. That's all there is to it. You shouldn't be afraid of your employers either.
Hello, my
I think
friend.
if you have a nice balance,
Stay a while and listen.
great. Oh, we're keeping that. That's not going anywhere. That is mine. Look at this. That is the kind of shit you want, okay? That is gorgeous. Okay, we need 60 strength. So, when I get 60 strength, that's going on.
What can I do for you?
It's on. But, I don't know. I really don't like... You can say, oh, it sounds like you're nervous. Well, fucking of course I am. We live in a world where people will absolutely just turn on you in a second because they have nothing better to do. If someone challenges their idea of authority or power, it scares the shit out of them. I wouldn't blame them. Fucking... What the hell? We live in a world where nowadays people use social media as a fucking, like, cornerstone of, like, a person's life. That's why I don't ever say what I do at work. It's why I never talk about work. It's because I'm like, well, number one, it's not very interesting. Number two, I'm not a fucking 13-year-old that gets mad at their dad and goes and screams about it on the internet. And then their dad finds it and goes, Billy Willie, what were you doing? I told you couldn't get broccoli for dinner. You're gonna get Cheetos and you're gonna like it. I don't really like Cheetos, that's why I said it. I like broccoli. Broccoli's great. If you don't like broccoli, you're just a fucking bad person. I don't know. It's just my thought. That's just like your opinion, man. But for me personally, I think I just don't like that concept of... I don't want to be a threat, but I also don't want to be a pushover at the same time. Because I don't believe in being a pushover ever. No one is there to, like, bully you at a job. No one's there to do anything like that, right? I don't know. This is gonna be weird in retrospect, I bet. But for me personally, I really don't like that concept. Because here's the funniest thing. I used to lead through inspections at my old job, and I'd be like, why are you guys afraid of them? We're not doing anything wrong. Why are you afraid? Like, it would drive me up a fucking wall. not like I'm an idiot. I know that people get nervous during inspections in high-stress environments. But, like, for fuck's sake, you're not doing anything dumb, illegal, or dangerous, so you really shouldn't be worried. Like, that's just how I look at things. I'm like, you should be obviously, like, competent, but you shouldn't be, like, all petrified to breathe. Most inspectors I've dealt with not only health inspections, but I've dealt with, like, corporate inspections at my old job. So it's like, I don't know, it's not like they're not there to tell you you're an awful, miserable person and call you a failure at life. That's not their role. Well, a good one shouldn't do that, I should say, but that's my point. It's like, you're not doing something wrong, so why worry? Like, here's a good example. Why should I be worried? I've never showed up to late ever in the 7 years I've worked at my job, and I've also never done anything dangerous or illegal. And my issues are for other people and not really me. So I can't say that it's in self-interest either. That's the thing. I'm really nervous, can you tell? The last time that this happened last year, I just sat there debating and saying something the whole time. And I think everybody around me was like, is that gonna say something? And I really didn't want to be that guy. And that's... I hate being the guy that starts things, but it's also kind of... I don't know, I just don't want to really think about it that much. It's one of those things where I'm like, no, it's... We're playing Diablo. Seth always says don't record in a bad mood, right? Alright, let's get some fucking strength. We need that now. We have a lady that needs some strong arms to wear, so... One more level, actually 2 more levels, and we can wear it. Unless we get an elixir or 2. That will speed up the process, but that's a random chance. Elixirs are quite rare. They don't drop that often. Call me crazy, but I always feel like there's something out there. You know, I haven't watched the X-Files in so many years, but it used to scare the fuck out of me when I was a kid. You know what really scared me about the X-Files, by the way? It wasn't even the show itself, it was the intro. And it was that damn handprint. That used to give me fucking nightmares. And you know what's funny? I was looking into this the other night because I was bored. And apparently, that's just like a stock music tribal library album cover. And it's just that. And they just... you know, had it zoom out and like on like a little figure man, and he just... Something about that's really unnerving to me. It's the black background with the sudden reveal of what it is. That's always been like a really big, I guess you could call it what scares Seth the most. The reveal to something that's actually much larger or much more sinister than you expected. Because your mind would come up with the idea of, oh, what is that? And then when you finally see the whole thing, it's just like... I don't know, it's like if you were in the woods and you suddenly felt like you were being watched. And then all of a sudden a Saskeet comes out of nowhere and where you're looking. And then you hear the... Like, that's what I mean. That would fucking scare the shit out of me. I mean, that's essentially happened to me in real life. I mean, except without the visual confirmation. But, you know, that's what I mean. The reveal of something scary or sinister that you didn't quite fully see. I always say the best jump scare in a film is, in my opinion, is probably the arm grabbing the kid in Signs. Because it's obvious. After you watch it, you're like, oh. And then, like, it happens and it scares the fuck out of you the first time you see it. Even if it didn't have a music sting, it's fucking scary as shit. I think that's, like, the best... The things in plain sight that you don't know what they are all the way until you see it, that is what scares the shit out of me, personally. Jump scares and shit aren't scary. I'm sorry. You're being a big old baby if you're afraid of jump scares. Because if someone goes, "Bah!" That's just like, well, that's called being startled. That's not actually anticipation. Did you expect me to go, "Bah!" like that? Yeah, maybe the second time, but like, That's my point. That's not scary, that's just a loud noise. That's like if you're in public and someone grabs you by the shoulder and they go, "Do you know where the ketchup is?" You know, what would you do? You'd be fucking like, "Ah, what the hell?" Like that's normal. That's not scary. That's just called being startled. I mean, effective jump scares are ones you don't see coming or that just happen. I always say that, like, jump scares are a catch-22. You can have really good jump scares and you can have really bad ones. If you're relying on jump scares as a form of horror, that's not scary, that's just making a loud noise or showing a sudden image of a dick on the screen. Okay, I think most people know that's from Fight Club, what I just referenced. I've never seen Fight Club, so I should just shut the fuck up, right? Oh yeah, that's what you like to see. So when people go, "Oh, Rogue's bad."
Not enough mana.
Yeah, when there's not enough mana, it's not that fun, but I love Rogue. Rogue is great. You're just bad with Rogue. That's your problem. Okay, Rogue doesn't excel at anything in particular, honestly, but I enjoy Rogue a lot. I enjoy the game, too. You know, having a strength cap might be more beneficial, now that I think about it, because that would drastically increase everything on this character. Imperviousness? I have never seen that! I've played this game for like 10 years and never seen that. I thought there was blacksmith oil. I know that was there. I saw that earlier. What the fuck? Okay. I learn something new every day. I thought there was blacksmith oil, accuracy, and I guess there's one for AC. I didn't know that. That's fucking cool. Alright. So, the rest is lava. I can tell that. Should we just jump down there so we hear the thing? You guys want to hear the dialogue, I'm pretty sure. We're almost at the end of the game, if you couldn't tell. Like, next pit stop is Lazarus and Diablo. Let's go down.
I must be getting close.
Let's not play around in there, though, because I don't know what's in there, and my magic res is not very good. So if you're like, "Oh, fire res can't be that important," well, I proved you wrong, didn't I? I really did. I sure did. Let's see what I got, though. I don't think I got anything really useful. Well, I got a bow. Alright, 1 to 45. Or, sorry, 1 to 14, but this is a resist all. This is what I'm talking about. You make these weird concessions in this game.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
I didn't look at what they were. FHR. God damn it, that's really good. Especially as a rogue. We'll hold on to that. 91 damage? Holy fuck.
Well, what can I do for you?
That is quite brutal. But it's not, it's just a lot of damage. It's not really that good. Holy shit. Okay.
Well,
Oh, if I can find a strength up, I can... Oh, this is exciting. 14 to strength. So I'd be at 64. We only need 60.
Well, what can I do for you?
Okay. We give up a lot, but I think it'd be worth it. That's really good. I mean, it's not the best, but it's pretty good. Oh, fuck, if I had a shield, that'd be so nice. This is actually much better. We can still keep this. I just gotta remember it's there. Look at me! I have such chunky hair. Look at me. I'm so cute. Okay. Was that worth it? Yes, immediately.
What can I do for you?
That's a really good item, but that's not what I really want. Can I get at least a decent helm? Does Wirt have anything for me, that little fucking puke? Probably not. Oh look, the thing to hell opened up. Cool. I thought you had to actually go there. Oh well.
Psst, over here.
Well, that's a pretty damn good thing we didn't have to buy that. That is... Look, 51 res and 31 armor for 25 grand? It's better, but I don't trust selling this.
I can't cast that here.
I really don't trust selling that. That's way too good. And you're probably like, oh, I thought you really wanted fire res. I did. But the main enemies cast magic in Hell. So this is actually pretty much fine. This is really good, a Ring of Harmony, but I'll sell it.
Well, what can I do for you?
It's kind of a shame. How much would this go for?
Well, what can I do for you?
Nah. Ring of Harmony is really good. It's actually like... You know how I always say Ravenfrost is really good in D2? Because you can get, like, you know, not being frozen the whole fucking game, and I will absolutely swear by wearing that the whole game. That's kind of the same concept. It's a really, really damn good item, and it's not worth sacrificing, in my opinion. Oh boy. I really think more mana. You're not going to get a lot of items in Hell. You're going to be using more potion than you are actually, like, saving items from enemies. There's not very many items.
Search of answers.
So I think it's okay to buy some mana pots. Okay. You're probably like, oh, you're really not going to use that much. You want to bet money on this? This is Diablo 1. This is an entirely different beast. Well, actually, I am going to buy more pots, but not those. I'm not kidding when I say that you're only going to have, like, this space in inventory. I'd actually prefer to have one more row of mana, because I think that's safer. Yeah, we reached the... See, it only is a 3x3, so you don't get, like, infinite space. I'm gonna buy some healing pots too, because I really don't want to fuck around. Once you get into Hell, that's the serious business. Oh, he should sell elixirs too, see? Yeah, see, elixir of strength, dex, and then it's just random. You can always re-roll their tables if you don't want to just get those. But you can be like, oh, save up for those. We'll probably have a few by the end of the game. Do I do... We'll do Hive before we kill Diablo. I think that's more of a better idea. So if you're like, this seems like a really dumb idea, what you're doing, Seth. Why are you doing this? You're not fighting the Ancients. Yeah, I know that. But... This is the, I really can't stress enough. I'm dead serious. This is dead serious! This is the last floor in the game. So... It's not gonna be easy. This is seriously, like, the most difficult shit in the game. So... Oh boy. We're in Hell, baby. I'll see you in the next one.
What are you friggin' doing that for? You're just gonna die.